Alright guys, we're going to talk about equations of the lines. Same thing that we did last Thursday, but then we're just kind of adding a step to it. So really focus in on this, especially if you didn't get it the first time. Just keep going through the process and it'll finally click. Let's take a look. Alright, so remember, quick review of finding slope given 2 points. That's when we do subtracting our y's, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so I'm going to subtract my y's, so 6 minus 5. Okay, and if you want to label them at x1, y1, x2, y2, you can. Then we have 3 minus negative 4. Okay, so 6 minus 5 is 1. Remember, two negatives, we can make just that a positive, so that'd be 3 plus 4, which is 7. Okay, we'll be using this later on. Alright, here's the steps for getting it into slope-intercept form given 2 points. So last time they gave us a slope and a point. This time we have just 2 points. So the first thing you need to do is find your slope. Okay, then you'll use that slope in one of the points, okay, to put it in a point-slope form, very similar to what we did Thursday. Then we'll just distribute and get y by itself. Alright, so let's look at this example. So it says find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the points. Okay, slope-intercept form is where we want to finish. So we want ours to end up looking like y equals mx plus b. Now, some people are trying to use y equals mx plus b to start with. We can't do that, okay? That's where we want to end it looking like. To start, we first need to find the slope, okay? So I'm going to use that slope formula, which we subtract our y. So I'm going to do y, so 0 minus negative 4 over negative 1 minus negative 5. Okay, I'm going to do the slope here just so I have more room down here to work with. So that becomes a plus, so that's 0 plus 4 is 4. Okay, and then on bottom, add those. So negative 1 plus 5 is 4 as well. So 4 over 4 is just 1. So that's my slope. My m equals 1. All right, now I have my slope. Okay, there's my slope. And then I have 2 points. I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to pick this one just because it has a 0, so it's going to be a little bit easier to work with. Okay, I could pick this one, but I'm going to go with the one that's negative 1, 0 because it's a little bit easier. Doesn't matter which one you pick, you should still get the same answer. So I'm going to use my point slope form, so y minus y1 equals m, then x minus x1. Okay, you're always going to use this one because it's the one that you just need a point and a slope to use. Okay, so let's plug in our stuff. So I have y minus 0 equals my m, which is 1, then x minus negative 1. Okay, right away when I see that, I'm going to go ahead and make this a plus, okay, so I don't forget to do that. Okay, now let's just clean this up. Okay, y equals, and then distribute 1x plus 1. And there is my final answer because it is in slope-intercept form. Alright, so here we're going to do the same thing on the last one. We're going to put it in a slope-intercept form that passes through 6, 2 and 2, 0. And then we'll convert it into standard form. But if you want to go through and mark this as your x1, y1, you can. And then x2, y2. Okay, first we need to find our slope. Okay, we always have to get a slope. So I'm going to do 0 minus 2, so y2 minus y1 over 2 minus 6. Okay, that's going to give me negative 2 over negative 4. Negative divided by negative is a positive, so that's going to be a positive 1/2, and that's going to be my m. That's my slope. Okay, now I have my m. Now I just need to pick one of my points so that I can put it in point-slope form. Okay, there's point-slope form right there. And now you could pick either one of these points. Last one I picked the easier one that was 2, 0. You can pick that one. This time I'm just going to show you that either of them will work, so I'm going to pick that 6, 2 this time. So I'm going to go with this one. You could do either of them, but let's go ahead and do y minus 2 equals 1/2, and then x minus 6. Okay, so first we're going to distribute. So I have y minus 2 equals 1/2 x. Half of 6 is negative 3. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get y by itself to get into slope-intercept form. So add 2 to both sides. So I have y equals 1/2 x minus 1. Okay, Now that's in slope-intercept form. I need to get it into standard form. That means we need to get the x and the y on the same side. So I'm going to have to actually subtract 1/2 x from both sides, okay, to move that x over. So I have negative 1/2 x. Okay, I'm going to kind of draw that so you know, don't get it confused, but negative 1/2 x plus y equals negative 1. Now, this is where some people got it confused. When I want to get rid of fractions, okay, I need to multiply by whatever the denominator is. So I'm going to multiply every single one of these by 2 to get rid of that denominator. Okay. Also, we can't have a negative out front. So I also need to multiply everything by a negative. So I'm going to make all these a negative. So when I do that, these negative 2's cancel. So this is just going to be 1x. Negative 2 times 1y is just negative 2y. Then negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Okay? That is our final answer in standard form. So just remember, guys, we're going to take our 2 points, find our slope, then we use that slope and one of the points to put it into slope-intercept form. That's what I did right here, or sorry, point-slope form, which is what I did right here. Okay? And then we just work it through to get y by itself. And then we end up moving the x over and multiplying by any denominator or getting rid of the negative to get it into standard form. All right, go ahead and try your practice problems.